What happened back there?
I don't care.
Hey, I've got an idea. Let's rock talk.
Hey everybody, this is Lord Magicus. So, we're going to talk about a few different things today, but I guess the first thing we'll start with is the channel update for this week. I am not playing any Merfolk for this week. I need a break from Magic at the moment. So, I'm taking this week off. And I will, however, be playing some Castlevania Circle of the Moon on Twitch, and they will find their way to YouTube after the mandatory amount of time passes that I am allowed to do that. So, yeah, it's usually a day or two, then they find their way here. But yeah, check out Twitter if you want to see when I'm going live, because I will always post a link there when it's about to happen. And yeah, that's fun. I've been enjoying that a lot. We're about halfway through that game so far in the first playthrough. I don't know if I'm going to do the other modes or not, but we will at least, we'll fully flesh out the first one so everybody sees it. It's a really fun time. Figured it'd be a good thing to do for Halloween. So, yeah, come check that out. But, yeah, as far as Magic goes, I'm not playing Magic this week. I need a break from this because it's just wearing on me. And we've actually had a few interesting developments, some things that have happened over the past few days. So, I picked out a few that I think are worth talking about. So, let's go and look at those right now. Here we go. So, the first one, Canister had the abundant growth bug in the top 8 of a modern challenge. So this was fun. So, all right, see this? A top 8 is being like determined, because of this stupid bug that they haven't fixed on MTGO. So what a quality program to be playing Magic cards with. So basically what happens here, abundant growth gives the land an ability to tap for mana of any color, and Spreading Seas turns it into an island. And the trick here is that the MTGO is bugged so that if you Spreading Seas something that has abundant growth on it, it will only tap for blue mana, even though it should be able to tap for any color. It's time dependent, even though it really shouldn't be. So yeah, this is screwed up. So now it looks like because this can't tap for the right color, well, we can't play the Wrenn and 6 now. We can't go like land plus Wrenn and 6 in turn 2. So yeah, that's completely dumb. That the top 8s of their events are being determined by bugs that they can't be bothered to fix. What a quality program. As far as Legacy, this was something that was worth talking about. A lot of people in Legacy are just super, super frustrated with the state of the format at the moment. And so there was a protest that was planned because the Saturday Legacy challenges have not been firing for the past month. It's kind of like devolved into pauper levels where nobody wants to play the challenges anymore because of all the nonsense cards. Like, you think that, like Dragon's Rage Channeler and Ragavan are bad in Modern, like they are super disgusting in Legacy because they get to be backed up with stuff like Daze. So the cards are so powerful that the decks are literally cutting Delver of Secrets to play like Dragon's Rage Channeler. It's just nuts. And then they have like Murktide, which is also stupidly powerful, and Expressive Iteration, which the tempo deck does not need to have the card advantage of a control deck by any means. But no, they just added like an entirely new shell to this deck that just makes it like more powerful than basically anything else in the format. It's super strong. So a lot of people just stop playing Legacy. They won't sign up for the challenges anymore. And some hero decided to start this idea of, well, what if, since the only way that they would take action against cards in Pauper was if somebody won one of their events with a 60 basic land deck, what if we do that for Legacy, since the challenges aren't firing anyway? So this hero, they managed to get 47 people registered, and most of them were playing the 60 basic land deck. There might have been one or two people who, maliciously decided, oh, well, I know that they're staging this protest here, so I'm just going to register like a real deck and just like basically just get free wins against it. But it looks like the majority of the people that actually signed up for this were intending, they were just registering all land decks. But the problem is that you actually have to have, I think it's like 64 people in order to fire the challenge, and they only managed, even with the protest going, like the protest and all the people who might have wanted to maliciously spike it, just, because they might have saw an opportunity for easy prizes, still could only get 47 people registered. So the format is so bad that they literally, like, even when you add a protest and like the tantalizing offer of trying to spike it for basically free prizes, could only get 47 people to sign up for it, and the challenge didn't fire. So that should say a lot, like, about the state of Legacy at the moment. And I believe that they did say Legacy was one of the things they talked about in their banned and restricted announcements, but like they also specifically said there was no promise of any action or timeline of when there could be action or anything like that. So the format is just a trash fire, like pretty much everything else in my opinion. And yeah, it's just continuing to burn. You can't even get enough people to stage a proper protest. That's sad. So, however, there is some good news, because if you see here, they're going on to their plan B. They're going to try to do it with the preliminaries, because they only need 12 people to do it with the prelims. So theoretically, it should be a lot easier to try to stage a protest with one of these events, but we'll see how that turns out. I mean, I think this is it's ridiculously sad that this is the what it has to come to in order for Wizards to get attention to this. Like, people just have to like literally burn their money and just throw it away, just playing like all land decks that could not possibly, like, beat a single like legitimate deck. Like, your standard draft deck would win against this. So, or you could just play a deck with like 4 Llanowar elves and 56 lands, and like that would still win. So yeah, the fact that people are burning like $30 a pop or whatever to join these challenges just to protest against this, and like that's what they have to do in order to get attention to their format, that is ridiculously sad. And like this is one of the reasons I haven't played Legacy in forever. It's because of this. They've ruined it, in my opinion. Like, and I guess it's not really just my opinion. The fact that like nobody's joining these challenges means that it's a pretty widespread sentiment. So it's just an absolutely pathetic display. There should be an emergency ban and restricted announcement like immediately. There's no reason to delay this. Like, obviously there is a problem here, and people are going very far out of their way doing things that should not be necessary to in order to get attention to this, and it still is. I don't know. It's just left to burn and like the trash fire it is. So yeah, that's the state of Legacy right now. My God, I don't know what else to say about this. I hope that they succeed. I hope that they do end up taking one of these preliminary events and getting these 60 land decks in like the top 8, or winning in one of them. That would be hilarious. I mean, that's apparently where we're at in Magic right now. If you want your format to actually be taken care of and and addressed with banned and restricted announcements properly, you basically have to set your money on fire and then like shout "Wizards screwed up" while you're doing it, because that's the only way that they care, and that's pathetic. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say about this. And then there's one other thing that I actually saw that I think is also worth mentioning. So some of you may have seen the Secret Lair Extra Life, where it's a bunch of pictures of how do I say it? It's there's 3 cards. It's Muldrifter, Metalwork Colossus, and Craterhoof Behemoth. Those are the 3 cards in the set. And it's a set of cards where they had some children draw what they think those cards should look like, and then they had some artist renderings based in those images for it. And yeah, for this Secret Lair here, they're donating 50% of it directly to Extra Life to support the Autism Center at the Seattle Children's Hospital. So 50% of your purchase of the Secret Lair gets donated directly to this Autism Center. And that sounds wonderful, doesn't it? Like, it sounds like a really nice and cute way to go and support, uh, this Seattle Children's Hospital with their Autism Center. That sounds awesome. But, and this always comes with a but, because You know that it's not possible for wizards to do something like this without it being a fuck up somehow. Somebody, some hero pointed out, yeah, that the way that this place is actually treating autistic children is actually fucking horrifying. So, one of the yeah, so one of the treatments that they do is they call it applied behavior analysis, and it's basically electric shock therapy. You know, the thing that we basically said that like yeah, it's not acceptable to do that to stop people from trying to be gay. Well, they do that exact thing on autistic children in order to try to get them to stop doing the behaviors. They will literally shock children to try to stop them from doing things that they consider to be bad behavior. And this thread is yeah, the more you learn about this, the more like horrifying it is. And it's just terrible. And it's not the whole thing that they do in order to treat it, but it is definitely one of the things that they do. So um yeah, here, read this. Autistic children are punished for said problem behaviors, being reprimanded, yelled at, ignored, withheld toys or food, even electrocuted or hit, and are rewarded for enacting desired behaviors such as making eye contact or speaking by being hugged, praised, or given candy. It's I don't know. This thread is just really really eye opening, and it just Wizards is trying to do the right thing, but the problem is that it, it's they can't win here because if you want to buy cheap Crater Hoof Behemoths in this set for like EDH or something, half of your money is going to go to supporting the abuse of autistic children because that's apparent. We live in the fucking dark ages of medicine apparently, and that's just how these places think is the correct way to treat these kids, and it's absolutely horrifying. So I don't know what to tell you to do. I can't tell you whether you should or shouldn't buy this. It's not something I personally wanted in the first place, so I wasn't going to buy it anyway. But like, if I was, it would probably give me second doubts of like, yeah, these Crater Hoofs are kind of cheap, compared to what they were going for otherwise. You can get them from this secret lair, but then also knowing that half of the money that you're spending on it is going to basically abuse autistic children, that makes it a lot harder of a sell for me. And I don't think that this is necessarily Wizards' fault, but at the same time they also did choose this charity and obviously didn't spend any sort of time like actually checking to see what the money was going to be used for, and like they didn't like look to see you know what it is that these organizations actually do, because yeah, like once you do like the most cursory of investigation into this, that's just horrific. I can't believe that anybody would think that that's okay. Yeah, I don't know, but I felt it was something people should be aware of. So I don't know. That's classic, just Wizards. Like they try to do something, even like when they try to do something good, they still find a way to like make it horrifying. And it's I don't know whether to laugh or cry at this because it's almost just comical how they manage to fuck up on every single thing that they do. So there, that's all I've got to say about that. Um, yeah, I want to shout out to Hoth Queen of Snow here because I did not know about this, but like this thread was very very informative to me, and I'm glad that I read it. So thank you for helping everybody to see that. Um, Otherwise, yeah, I don't really have anything else to say here, but just amazing. So yeah, come check out. I'll be playing Castlevania this week on Twitch. That's what I'm doing to kind of how do we want to say it? Like kind of relax and like put some distance between myself and just Magic at the moment, so I can kind of reset and get back to my happy place. So please join me for that. Yeah, like I said, follow on Twitter, and I will post the links whenever I'm going live. And that's all I got. So thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you again next time. Take it easy.
Yeah, that was good rock talk.